When the Attorney General, Suella Braverman, announced that she was expecting her second child, a curious problem emerged. Under current laws, she would have to resign to take time off to have a child. Now, unlike most workplaces in this country, her position doesn't come with maternity leave. A special bill has been drawn up to try and fix the outdated laws. Very pleased to say the women's rights activist, Dr. Helen Pankhurst. She leads the Centenary Action Group, which campaigns for women's representation and participation in politics, and she joins us on the programme. Helen, great to have you on, and no prizes for any of our viewers who recognise that very famous surname of yours. But let's perhaps start with the 21st century, or indeed aspects of the 19th century that still appear to be plaguing the House of Commons. What do you make of the current rules around maternity?
Well, ridiculous, arcane. I mean, whatever critical term you could be using. I mean, it's great that the government is introducing this bill. The problem is that it's only resolving the problem for some people. So for the Secretary of State and shadow cabinet ministers, what we need is a systematic, uniform, automatic right for paternity, adoption, maternity leave, all of that. So that whole HR system that ensures equality and that ensures that all MPs can do their job and have cover, some system, some resources when they are away on leave.
I just wonder why you feel there has perhaps been this reticence to deal with a problem that, frankly, should have been obvious to anyone with eyes. I mean, I remember very well the ructions that went on in private, when it was proposed that one of the bars get changed into a creche. It does feel like Parliament sometimes is languishing, back in the days of your great-grandmother.
Yeah, it does take us back centuries, really, doesn't it? It's such a pity. I mean, we want to have more. We want citizens and MPs to be more in touch with each other and understand the issues that are in society, and we want to increase the percentage of women in Parliament. Currently it's 34%, and in terms of councillors, it's 35%. So we want to get that equality, and we want more diversity. So Parliament to also represent all the diversity, BAME, issues of disability, for it to be a place where anybody can thrive. And within this coalition that I'm involved in, the Centenary Action Group, we are campaigning to look at and address the barriers, but also to get more people that come up and say they want to become MPs, they want to become councillors. And when they see the ludicrous, I'm losing the words, but the system, the HR system that we have is just not fit for purpose. It's not fit for the 21st century. And we have this opportunity right now. And it's sad in a way that it took one of their own. It took a Secretary of State to be pregnant for the government to now want to rush through a policy. And what we need to make sure is that this policy isn't just for some, that actually it addresses the absolute need for structural systems that ensure that any MP can work effectively when they are pregnant and they need to take leave, that their constituencies are well served, that there's a good system that ensures that a citizen has a system that continues and that is represented. And that's what MPs are calling for. That's what we need to ensure happens.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the concomitant effect of there having been no kind of maternity cover is that, parliamentarians have generally tended not to have children. Now, if that were to change in significant numbers, we would need to see some tinkering with the system, wouldn't we? I mean, the job of an MP is not quite the same as any other role. When an MP is offered an extended period, you need someone in there with the same level of authority to deal with constituents, to deal with votes in the House and so on.
Exactly. And it's about having a system, because otherwise what happens is, for whatever reason, a father who wants to take time off, there's this guilt, and it's not best practice. And we know that if you have a system, it's known, it's transparent, then people will use it. They'll be able to work effectively. What we have now is a Parliament where women cannot work effectively when they are pregnant, when they need to take leave. Fathers can't do so either. When there's issues of sickness as well, there's no transparent automatic system. So it ends up being a little bit a rule for one and not the other. And that's just really not what we need. It's just not effective. It's not efficient. It's not equitable.
Dr. Helen Pankhurst, great to have you on the programme this morning. Really enjoyed talking to you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.